Hello, 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 everybody. Hi, how are you guys? Uh, Today we are gonna see such amazing clashes at the European Club tournament. So this European Chess Club में आज today Hari versus Magnus is one of the most exciting clash which we are having, guys. Here you can see. By the way, let us begin with Vishy's game. Vishy versus Mamedyarov. Very very interesting, crazy position. The king is exposed. Let's get there. How are you all? And I'm here with you, Amrita, Mokal. Sagar Shah today has gone to an event in Mumbai where there is going to be Pragnananda and Tanya. So it's going to be an exciting event and we will hear more on that. So, can we start? I'm already a little bit late. Let's just get going at what's happening on the board. Okay, I hope everything is fine. You can hear me well. Hello, Asim. Okay, so right now we are at this position in Vishy versus Mamedyarov. Vishy is white. His king is so exposed, and if you just stare at the position to begin with, you see this d3 pawn here, and you sense some danger for white king. But the evaluation says no. The evaluation says white is better. Why would it be? Let's count the material. Basically, वहां से शुरू करते हैं. Yeah, so you can see 1 2 3 4 pawns with Vishy and 4 pawns with Mamedyarov, equal over there. 2 minor pieces versus 3 minor pieces, which means यहाँ पे there is a Vishy is an exchanger. So that is the reason. Now Mamedyarov, as we all know, is a very creative player. So definitely he has compensation for the exchange. This is not like Vishy is winning or white is better sort of a position. Because the king is weak, things are very dynamic and complicated. Vishy will have to be careful. Black's pieces are pretty active, but there are very few pieces on the board. So you see this queen is ready to go to f3 in the future, and seems like white king is going to be defended well. So देखते हैं क्या होता है. Let us leave this game at this point, knowing that Vishy is an exchanger. Mamedyarov has compensation, but the position can be defended, and f5 is in the air. Queen f3 is also in the air, and a very complicated game. Let's move to Hari versus Magnus Carlsen's game. Guys, engine abhi tak you cannot see the evaluation. I have not started the engine evaluation. Can we just have a look without the engine evaluation? What do you suggest? क्या लग रहा है? What's the assessment of this position? Hari versus Magnus. Let's start with counting of the material. Material pieces are equal. What about the pawns? 1 2 3 4 5 versus 5. So pawns are equal, pieces are equal. Now let us understand who is better. Priyanshu says Magnus is playing like an engine. Okay, Magnus की वही खूबी है. Well, the queen and the rook on the C file, open file, they have the full control. The rook is ready to enter the 7th rank, where we know it's very strong. Also, these two pawns here could create some kind of a danger. White has a passer, but right now it is on the light square, which could become weak with 1 2 3 pieces attacking the pawn. Well, again, tricky. I would say this should be close to equal, or maybe some slight advantage with white because of his more active pieces. So slight advantage with white. Let me check. क्या है? Okay, slight advantage with white. Yes, assessment was not so bad. As engine के बिना we can think. We do have brains, so it's possible. Okay, and people are also guessing it. Kunal, Aryan, Suvidha. क्या बात है? Great. So h4, last move of Magnus has been h4. over here. Wow, he's already kind of settled. He did not go over here for any 7th rank ideas like rook c7 or something. I don't know why, because maybe there is no immediate threat. Queen b6 will come now, threatening bishop takes d5, and you again are asked कि यार d5 को support तो करना है, what to do? So queen c5 would be in exchanging the queens. White would not want that. And rook c5, you have to go again. What's the point of rook c7? So h4 was played by Magnus, and Hari went queen b6. Hari going on time now. Oh, okay, Hari has 15 minutes, and we are on move number 26th. That is 15 minutes, 15 moves in 15 minutes. Not so bad. 30 seconds increment hai, end game hai. I don't think there is going to be any time pressure issue. But queen b6 has been played. Magnus will go for h5 most probably, looking at his last idea. So overall there is pressure on Hari. Definitely, it's not so easy to keep defending, but Hari is a very strong defender and a very strong endgame player. So let's see. Let's have hopes here. It's not like losing or something. Shall we go to the next game, guys? Are you ready to assess the position with me? So if you look at this position, we have Gukesh versus Fedorchuk. Okay, there's a 100 points rating difference right now. They are only on move number 19th. Only move number 19th. And oh my god, Gukesh is 11 minutes. Fedorchuk has 19 minutes. Let's have a quick look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pawns with white, 7 pawns with black. Material is equal. The main imbalance is the bishop versus the knight. That is the main imbalance. But this is a light squared bishop, and you can see the light squared pawns in the center. So, the knights are going to be pretty good if you can actually make them active. Okay, e5 was the last move. Okay, that was a pretty committal move by Gukesh. In fact, he thought for around 8 to 9 minutes to make this move, e5. But you can see here, right now you're just saying this is a light square bishop. Basically, it's more towards a bad bishop because of the central pawns. And this last move, e5, was aimed at fixing the pawn on the light square. And also getting the control of this central dark square. So I personally really like this move, e5. b6 pawn is on dark square. It's defended very well. Seems like Gukesh, it's equal, or Gukesh should have slight initiative. I would go for that. Equal or slight initiative. Okay, I have to choose one. What are people saying? Equal, 0.0, 0.0. Maybe Indian will say 0.0, but initiative I say is with Gukesh. No, Indian wise I'm completely wrong. But that's what. Because of the dark square, it doesn't seem like that. White is better. 1.4. Why? Okay, because if white makes one move right now, he is better. If that one move white makes, then he is better. Which is that move? Can you guys guess? Okay, Kunal. Very good. That was super fast. Good understanding shown. c5 is that move. If white plays c5, he's attacking the a6 pawn. He's attacking the b6 pawn. If you play b takes c5, then there is knight c5 and double attack. So black will lose one pawn. Of course, b2 is also attacked, but this is all deadly with the activity of white. And if you don't play takes, if you play b5 over here, then this knight sits beautifully on the dark square with such a beautiful pawn on c5. So यहाँ पे काफी, it looks like congested. Yeah, congested is the word. Unfortunately, you cannot play d6 because there is rook d6. Of course, actually even this is not a blunder because isko ye hai. So, well, but the good news is that Fedorchuk has not played c5. He went for queen a3, attacking, putting pressure on this e7 knight here, kind of threatening to move his knight away and pressurizing the a6 pawn. So these are all the ideas. which white has. And yeah, Gukesh has to be careful, definitely careful. So that is the position here. 10 minutes. It's going to get slightly complicated because this game is going to have huge time pressure. 20 moves in 10 minutes. Already it's like 1 minute में 2 move करना है अपने को. So let's move to the next game, guys. And that is Arjun versus Korobov. Okay, here if you just look at the material is equal. Pawns are equal. It's an end game. Pawn structure is pretty imbalanced. And Arjun's this rook on d5 looks like putting pressure here. Guys, what is your assessment? Quickly let me know. यहाँ पे work from home चल रहा है, ये तो बहुत मतलब I doubt if this bishop has ever moved in his life. Has it ever traveled the world? Plus 1.8, minus 0.6. Okay, oh my god, there is a huge, difference in the assessments of people. I love this knight on c5. It's putting pressure on b7, but at the same time, the rook on f7 is also good. No, this position, I think, guys, look at this. Knight d4 आ सकता है, knight e2, knight f3, इधर थोड़ा बहुत pressure है. There is this bishop here, but you don't have e4 because d4 के बाद your rook also gets attacked. You cannot kick away the knight. a6 मर रहा है. Almost unclear. I would say this position is unclear. Yeah, let's see. Oh, white is better. This also white is better. If white is better, then guys, then it is clear. Bar aa gaya hai wapas. Bar is back. It is only because of this knight on c5. He is the man of the match. But Gukesh has 16 minutes, 12 moves. Arjun has 16 minutes. देखते he'll find, he's very resourceful, as we know. Very, very resourceful. कुछ ना कुछ कर ही लेगा. Yes, isn't e4 working after rook h5? No, e4 is not working because even if you attack this guy, after d4 there is a counter attack, and that's why it is not working. Let's move to the next game, Vidit versus Aryan Tari. Okay, Vidit and Hari are playing for Novibor. So Hari is playing with Magnus, and I think the Norwegian team. Yeah, knight d6. We don't have any assessment here. Just looking at the position, equal material. What do you think? Knight d6. Abhi to queen is attacked. What are your assessments? Equal. Which is better? Equal, +1. Immediate basis पे anything forcing. There is a check. There is king h8, king h7. No, this has, but then you win the a5 pawn, is it? Okay, if Vidit is tactically winning something right now, pawn or something, then he's definitely better. Just that we know queen and knight is a dangerous combination, especially against the exposed king. So if that is not happening, then this should still be, because you have a nice bishop placed here, it should be better for white. Okay, better for white. But very wrong assessment, because it says that white is clearly better. Like clearly, not slightly, clearly. And why is it so? Because right now, yes, queen d4, you threaten one move checkmate. You cannot just push the pawn because there is another checkmate here, queen h8. How do you save the mate? You cannot move the knight to f5 because there is a pin there. So only move to, you have check, but f6 is the move to save the checkmate. And then you have queen d5 check, and then you win the pawn. As we were discussing, if there is anything forcing where it is winning material, then definitely white is better. So my question to all of you is, why this check? Was it an issue or something? No, even this also worked. But this is a better way because here you're provoking this f6 move. So Vidit is clearly better. That's a very good news. Moving to Nihal Sarin's game, it has already ended in draw against Idani Pouya. Uh, actually we have covered all the games right now. We have only one result. Nihal's game has ended in draw. Lord will say Sagar is at a Mumbai hotel where he's covering Prague Julius Bar Simon, hosted by Tanya. Okay, Lord Wiz, that's a very good information. Thank you. Can we go back to Vishy's game because that was really complicated and very very interesting. We left it at knight e5 f4 knight c4. Yes, we left it at knight c4, where black threatened knight takes e3. Vishy played knight takes c4, queen takes c4, and now f5. What is the plan for this bishop after f5? The bishop went back to f7. Plan is simple. He wants to get it on this diagonal because the queen and the bishop against this king look super dangerous. Vishy goes rook f4. मतलब यहाँ पे बहुत ही शांति से डिफेंड करना ज़रूरी है. Very important. The king is pretty exposed. Okay, rook f4 go guys. To understand, how do you all think? What does it occur to your mind? Queen कहाँ पे लेके जानी है? Where do you want to take the queen? इंजन को मत देखो, इंजन को बिल्कुल मत देखो. Oh, Siddharth, member for 23 months, pillar of Indian chess, says, hello Amrita, how are you? Monthly attendance. Oh, nice. Monthly attendance. Thank you, Siddharth. I'm very, very good. Very excited for all these games. And today, I'm here right now in Sagar. I'm not sure. Hopefully, he will join us. But I'm very glad that he is covering the event where Pragnananda is there, Tanya is there. So, queen a6, queen d5, queen a6. Baap re, itna dur. Okay, interesting. You wanted to defend this. Queen d5, queen c6. Yes, all those. So queen d5 is possible, but the problem is now this rook gets to go to d4. And look at this. d3 is weak. You're gonna lose the pawn. Queen c6 is a good move. Anyway, you are going to lose the pawn here. Queen d3. But this is the move which will give you the maximum counterplay. Black is going to get the maximum counterplay if he goes queen c6. It is not an easy choice कि queen कहाँ पे रखनी है, because there are like queen d5 is definitely of course attracting rook d4 with a tempo, so that's why you will reach queen c6. But queen b5 is also a high possibility because it's always aiming at queen b2. It is also defending the d3 pawn. So queen b5 looks way more natural. Again, the same thing, rook will go to d4 and it's black is going to lose this pawn on c4. Let's say if you try to save with bishop c4, then Vishy can just go rook b1. Queen c6 or something. तो फिर अरे यहाँ पे आए. May I ask one move to all of you guys? One move to all of you. White to play. What is the move? My chat moves. Is it working? Yes. 1 second. Let me clear the moves. Let's see. Bhageshri Kaduskar, member for 14 months, backer of Indian Chess, is present. Ah, very nice. Guys, we are doing the same thing in ChessBase India Club. Every Saturday when people are coming, their attendance लगा रहा है ताकि after 3 Saturdays there's going to be a tournament. Maybe we'll also try to do something like that. कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा YouTube के लिए भी. People who watch regularly. Rook c4, rook b4, g5. Yes, rook c4. So many people have suggested rook c4. Very surprising because queen c4 आ रहा है. So I'm not really understanding why did you all suggest that. Maybe it was like move ढूंढना है, कुछ तो tactics रहेगा, ये हो सकता है. But I hope that's not a thing. But few people have suggested G5. User, Pooja, Lord, Dakshat, Krishna and Ujjwal. It's very good guys. G5 is such a powerful move. Suddenly you realize कि इधर एक बंदा था, कुछ नहीं कर रहा था, तो उसको इधर रखते नहीं है. Let's tell him get out. Completely useless बंदा. So bishop on h4. G5 के बाद is completely in trouble. And if you go bishop G3, now is the time for double attack. ये और ये दोनों. Queen G4, yeah, and black will lose material. So that was a nice idea. So black has to be tactically alert. So rook f4, and you can already see Mamedyarov is down to 6 minutes. So which means he has to make 7 moves in 6 minutes. Okay, let's go to the next game. That is Hari versus Magnus, the most exciting game. We had left it at h4. आगे क्या हुआ? Let me show you. Queen b6, h5 as predicted, and Hari went h6 here. Okay, wow, that's a very, very strong move, in fact, as a defense. And you cannot take here because this is hanging. So right now it's not possible. Magnus found the best move. Queen e3 he went for. G takes h5, which was not a very good idea by Hari. Hari should have gone rook d6 and made this 6th rank, this g6 weakness a little stronger. He still doesn't have to worry about losing any pawn because c5 is has to be defended by the queen. So there was no real threat with queen e3 as such. So यहाँ पे Hari took on h5. In general also the move looks ugly. So it is surprising that why did he do that? Oh my god. Maybe he missed the next move. Oh my god. For all those who have not seen and who are believing that honesty is the best policy, only those of you please write what did Magnus play? I mean, it is just a move, beautiful move to consider. आधे लोगों ने देख लिया है लग रहा है. Yes, and that's the move. I think this is the move Hari missed. I'm going to show it to you, but before I show it, Hari would have simply considered gh6, and after gh6, the point is you are defending your pawn on h6 and everything is still very much in control. So it was not a bad move. The problem was he missed this blow all of a sudden, rook c8. क्योंकि ऐसा लग रहा था कि अरे discovered check तो आ नहीं रहा है, there is no discovered check. But if you play queen e3, there is an intermezzo, rook d8 check, and black loses a rook here. You cannot take the queen. In a way, what has happened is I have attacked your queen. Queen can't go to c7. If I have to defend here, I have only 2 moves, a5 and d6. If I go queen d6, then after takes, losing a pawn, because this problem is gone. That's why rook c8 was such a brilliant move, and which is why Hari missed it. Hari played queen d6, same thing happened, and he lost a pawn on h6. Now took the central pawn, bishop d5. Oh my god, and queen d2. He's now losing a piece. I mean, it might be a conscious decision to go for that. Bishop takes d5, because what else do you have? Hg4 means bishop e4, and you're going to be almost finished. So it's not like this pin is not seen or anything. It's something a very easy tactic. So queen d2 aaya, hg4, and well, Magnus is going to be a piece up. It's just going to be thoda bahut idhar udhar karke, slightly more. Oh, by the way, we have a result coming in. 1 second. Vidit has won the game. Amazing. What happened after knight d6? Let us just have a quick look. He played queen d4. f6 was played. No, not f6. 1 second, inaccuracy. King, क्या हुआ है? Queen d4 खेला ना? Queen d4 को Queen d4 खेला ही नहीं क्या? He played Queen 8 check. Vidit played Queen 8 check. 1 second guys, थोड़ा confusion हो रहा है. हाँ, ये आया King h7. There he took the pawn on a5. Check आया Queen e6, Queen e5. And here he simply actually was a pawn up. So, ठीक है, this is how he won. So that's a great result. Vidit has beaten Aryan, Tari with VDOP guys, VDOP. Nihal has drawn, Vidit has won. So we have 2 games over already. Right now we were looking at, oops, very sorry, I'll stick to this game. Right now we are looking at Hari versus Magnus, and Magnus is winning. He's a piece up here. Very low chances that any tricks are possible. So that is one. Now let's go to Vishy's game. Rook f4 ko did Mamedyarov make a move? Rook f4. Yeah, Rook f4 ko he played. Yeah, he played Queen d5, Rook d4, and then Queen e5. He's trying to look at this weak square as well. Bishop f4 was played by Vishy. Okay, what happens for Rook d3? It's a blunder because Queen g3 check, and then you lose this. So Vishy cannot take here. If you go Queen d3, the same thing. So Vishy went Bishop f4. Queen e2 was played here. Takes, and Rook e4. Now he is giving back the exchange because either e1 queen, rook takes e1, bishop takes e1, rook takes e1, and you will land up in opposite colored bishop, but with a pawn up. With a pawn up and with some weaknesses. So it still should be good for white, that game, that position. What I am keen to see is, यहाँ पे when Vishy played bishop f4, there was a move Queen f3 which stopped black's idea of Queen g3 check, and Rook e8 अगर खेलेगा तो now Rook d3, it's possible. But यहाँ पे he'll still have to be careful. What Vishy has played has gone into after Queen e2 takes, Rook e4. If e1 के बाद, if he believes that this opposite color is clearly winning for him, then it's a very good practical decision of simplifying, because he's not going to be in any kind of danger, and it's only black who has to keep defending. So yeah, Vishy winning. Okay, so endgame, we are thinking that Vishy is winning. To just check here, rook e1, e1 queen, takes, rook e1. This position we are talking about. Right now bishop c7 is a threat. You have to save the pawn. c6, suppose. Rook e7. Yeah, looks like it should be technically winning. So if we have to do a short roundup, I would say Vishy here is closer to winning. Hari is losing. ये endgame में ज़्यादा कुछ possible नहीं है. Of course, Magnus is going to convert this. Gukesh, oh my god, Gukesh is losing. Oh, after Queen a3, what really happened? He went Rook e8, Queen d6, takes Rook d6, Rook d8, d7 was hanging, Bishop g4, and it's very difficult to save this. If you go Rook b7, then there is Rook d1. Now you anyway are going to lose the pawn on d7. So Bishop g4 ko knight c8 he played. He lost this d7 pawn, takes, knight d4 आया है. The good part is this knight on d4 is extremely strong, but then this bishop is also active. It's going to land upon this nice square in the center. King g2, knight went to d6. Vapas, there is pressure on both these pawns, and Fedorchuk is thinking. he has a very nice tactical idea. Even if he misses that, it's fine. But right now, a nice tactical idea over here would be to take on b6 with the idea of c5 after rook b6. So Gukesh is in big trouble, and it seems really very, very difficult that he can save it. Very doubtful. Looking at Korobov versus Arjun, in this game, we had left at rook h5. E4 was our analysis. Of course, he played king h7. Knight e6 was played by Korobov, but we really were scared of this knight on c5, which was completely restricting the black's play. So knight e6, rook f6, knight went to c7, rook d7. What is the knight doing? Like, what's the plan? Knight e8, rook e6, and knight g7. Wow. When knight g7 is played, what is the one word which Arjun can say to Korobov? Guys, what is that one word? Very easy. Okay. Arre, world of wits. Pratik, kya baat hai? I did not really think that you would be guessing it so nicely. Krishna, yes, it is thank you. It's like, yeah, thank you. You are so strong. यहाँ से कितनी मेहनत की, यहाँ है, यहाँ है, यहाँ है, और इतने अच्छे होके भी क्या किया? खुद को दे दिया. Amazing. This is called as social service, guys. White Knight ने social service किया है. And then you are very happy. You have said thank you. Important is to take with the knight, of course. नहीं तो white will say thank you. ये मर जाता था. So knight g7, and man of the match is gone. Man of the match is gone, and now this position is definitely equal. Because of bishop versus knight, whatever slight initiative still lies with white, but I'm sure Arjun is going to hold this. Nice, very, very good to see this. Knight g7. F1 car says knight chakkar खा के गिर गया. Nice, good one. ठीक है, let's move to Vishy's game again. E1 queen takes rook e1, and c6 has happened on the board. So Vishy is thinking he has a few options. He can go rook e7, 7th rank pe. He can start getting his king as an active piece. That is a possibility. And yeah, I like rook e7. So in the short roundup, Vishy is better, clearly better. I mean, Hari is clearly losing. Gukesh is in extreme trouble and highly difficult that he can save this game. If he saves it, it's just nothing less than a miracle. Arjun's game is equal. Vidit has beaten Aryan Tari, which is an amazing result, and Nihal has drawn with Idani Pouya. So that's there. Which game should we stick to? Can we see how Vishy is going to technically win this opposite colored bishop? Because it's not so easy, and it will be very instructive if he can. Generally, opposite colored bishop, while playing, it's very easy to lose the advantage. And even if you feel you have that much advantage, I can bet on this that if we are playing, itna easy nahi hai. This will end up in a draw. So not so easy, guys. c6. Just let's guess one move. What do you think Vishy will play? And we will move to the आगे का game. Himang says, I think Vishy has to keep the rooks on the board. Acha, so how many of you think this is actually a draw? I'm going to ask you that also after we know what are the moves. What is the move that you would like to play with white? It's not like a winning move or anything, but just oops, sorry. e7, g5. Okay, many of you have suggested rook e7, king f2, king g2, d6, g5. But Vishy has played king f2 and it was suggested by Himanshu, user Vishwajit, Tejas, CA Vikas and Saket. Vishy played king f2 over here. Remember, king is a piece in the end game. All the absolute beginners, what do they think? They think king is a piece in the opening. King को बाहर लेके आते हैं and checkmate. So king f2 has been played. ठीक है. Now tell me, how many of you think this position is technically winning for white? If you think it is winning for white, write e4. If you think no, then write any other move, doesn't matter. But e4 if you think white is winning. साकेत says thanks for pronouncing my name correctly. But साकेत तुम्हारा नाम बहुत ही easy है, प्रज्ञानंदा थोड़ी जैसा है. Ooh, okay, the results are not what I expected to be. Neeraj says we can see the bar that white is winning but not sure why. Exactly. It's like वो मोमेंट आता है ना लाइफ में कुछ कर रहे हो एंड इट्स लाइक पता नहीं क्यों कर रहा हूँ. I don't know if it has happened with anybody. Okay, so the results are most of the people think yes, this is technically winning for white. Most of the people. So let us see. That is the poll. We'll all remember that white should be able to win. Or all of you might think that okay, white is Vishy, so white can win. ये भी हो सकता है. If I play myself, you never know. But confidence जब Vishy खेल रहा है तब confidence अलग ही level का है. Right. So no, I think definitely Vishy will push this position quite a lot, and technically how much winning it is, we are not yet sure. The advantage 2.0, 2.0, is it huge enough to convert this into win? We cannot even trust the engines here because they lack the depth. But I feel Vishy will convert this. I really feel. Also looking at the time, Mamedyarov has 4 minutes, and with less time and being on defending side, not so easy. ठीक है, 40 moves are over. I think they're gonna think यहाँ पे quite a lot. Let's move to the next game. Is there any chance? हरी कुछ भी कर सकता है क्या? King f6. Have they finished 40 moves? No, 3 to 4 moves are left. So yeah, he will try. Hari will still try कि कुछ हो रहा है क्या? But doubt. King f6 has been played. Magnus of course will stop king g5. I mean, no need to allow that. Of course he can also go for f3, but king h4 is the simplest way to continue here. He's thinking going to Gukesh. Gukesh has lost the game against Fedorchuk. Sad result, but I think the critical point where things started changing were, I think, after e5, which looked positionally a very good move, and it's a very good idea positionally. Taking hold of the dark squares, fixing the pawns on the light squares when there are light square bishop, but tactically it was not the best in this case because of the weakness on a6, which was always under pressure, the weakness on d7, which was also under pressure, and all the time the threats of c5. So it was important to still wait for a while over here and maybe try some other ideas, maybe d6, maybe rook d8, and at the right time to go for that. Well, what about Arjun versus Korobov? He had said thank you to the knight, which decided to give itself for the bishop. And are they going to repeat? Oh no! Korobov actually says no. Wow, he has always been an amazing fighter. He goes rook c4 here. What is this move? He has given the pawn on d3. It is move number 36. Korobov has 4 minutes. Why has he given the pawn on d3? What is his idea? What is his idea? Wow. Yeah, g4. Very, very creative idea here. Rook on d3 is attacked. Knight is attacked. If you play rook h3, natural move, but a blunder because of gf5. And just look at this beautiful double attack on the rooks. क्या ही tactics. Oops, sorry. Yeah, amazing tactics. So g4 ko you cannot really take on h3. You have to move the knight. But if you move the knight, then you are losing the rook. So what to do? So knight can go to d6, where you are also attacking the c4 rook. If he takes d3, then you take on c4. And now we shouldn't stop our calculation in the game. यहाँ पे रुके तो बोलने का one move extra. Then you will see there is another check. Rook d7 check. King goes here. Still forcing, right? So continue with your calculation क्योंकि rook takes b7 is happening. And now if you look at this move, this position over here, 1 4 pawns each, but all 4 for black are isolated, and there is rook versus bishop, so should be still equal, but yeah, Arjun has to play a bit carefully. So very interesting move, rook c4 by Korobov. He has been able to find. Extremely nice idea. Arjun did not take on d3. He can simply attack the rook on d6 on c4 and go knight d6. Okay, Arjun plays rook d5. Just that is also simply fine. So they are on move number 36. Let's go to Magnus versus Hari. How is it happening? Because it's going towards the end now. Bishop c6. I'm just getting water bottle. 1 minute. Okay. Yeah. He went king e5. The only thing is immediately Magnus doesn't have a pass pawn because इसके लिए ये है, इसके लिए तो बहुत सारे हैं. Funny, but by the way, if white goes king g5, still there is no tactic like g3 खेला, ये मारा, ये खेला, because the bishop always can go back. So nothing really over there. If you move this pawn, then this is attacked. If you try to attack this pawn, then this is attacked. So King e5 is played. I don't think this will go beyond 40 moves. I doubt. Yeah, I doubt. Magnus is thinking. Which game do you want to see, guys? We have 3 games going on. Arjun, Vishy and Hari. Vishy. Any game. Okay. Yeah, the thing let's stick to Vishy's game because that one is, as we discussed, yeah, really instructive opposite colored bishop. So after he went king f2, h6 was played by Mamedyarov. Sorry. Yeah, the bar is there. Rook e7. Bishop d5 was played. King g3. Vishy continued with king g3. Actually, I like the move. I don't know why the bar doesn't like the move. Rook f7. Because after rook f7, this rook has to decide what to do. But what was the better idea here? Did white have any better idea? Say, what are you anyway going to do? Let's say if you go rook d7, and now if rook f7, if check, rook f8 again. Oh, come on. The max improvement is that you could have kept your rook on d6 and tied down this bishop. That's the max thing, but not much of a difference. So king f2 h6, यहाँ पे he went king g3, rook f7, the rook went back. So firstly, what we thought that the rook would stick on 7th rank, that's not happening. Black's rook is very well defending this. White needs to find a plan. Yes, white needs to find a plan. Good part is after 40 moves there is half an hour increment, half an hour extra. So Vishy has good time to think and find a plan. Now, will he have a plan? Plan should be like there is 3 versus 2. Looking at the position, you keep your bishop on this diagonal so that there is pressure on g7 and h6, and then you could try to go h4, g5. You'll of course have to keep it defended. h4 and g5, g6, something like creating a mating net. That could be a plan. Because if the rooks get exchanged, then the position is not possible to win. So not easy. Remember, chat, you have said in the poll that white should technically be winning. So बहुत ही सही endgame है. This is a beautiful endgame to watch out. Just let's have a quick look at Hari's game if there are any moves happened. Yeah, Magnus went king g3, Hari went king d4, and now king f4, को king d3 he has gone. कुछ नहीं है. king f5 खेलेगा, e3 takes, king takes, one pawn will be exchanged for a while, but anytime this कुछ है ही नहीं. Okay, this is lost. I am not even sure why is right now Hari playing. Maybe some tricks could be there if Magnus goes wrong, and Magnus can go wrong, of course. So rook d5, rook e4, Arjun's game. We are back to it. Knight d6. The knight is dancing again. See, knight f7, and now king f1. This is the position. Guys, is it a good time to take a break? Oh, I can actually ask. Is it a good time to take a break? C5. Yeah, sounds like the right timing. Right time. C5 break. क्योंकि now the rooks are, look at these rooks. Nobody is here, in this area on the queen side, if at all the pawn structure is kind of opened up. So if he takes here and rook c5, then it's a beautiful rook here which you have entering the 7th rank, and also getting a extra passer, I mean also getting a passed pawn, outside passed pawn here after these exchanges. Cool, that sounds good. Let's see what Arjun will play here. Yeah, in Hari's game I think king f5 has been played. Magnus has played king f5. अरे टेक नहीं नहीं टेक अ ब्रेक गाइज नो, दैट वाज अ जोक. टेक अ ब्रेक मतलब पॉन ब्रेक आ रहा है उधर c5, सो पॉन ब्रेक. ठीक है, so I think this game is over, almost over. Maybe five, maybe Hari will resign right now. No, it's going on. So we will now stick with these two games, Vishy and Arjun. Okay. So last two moves, what has happened? Rook e1, king h7, and Vishy went bishop d6. Bishop d6 he has gone for. Vacated a square for his king. King f4 पे आएगा. It will defend f5 as we discussed. And then h4 is one idea. The question is h4 g5 plan. Is it going to be successful? Where should this rook be placed? काफ़ी कुछ questions है. Bishop, should it be on this diagonal? Very, very right position where we are going to see how Vishy will find ideas and how he is going to strategize. What are your plans? Where do you want? Can you write in the chat where do you want this bishop to be placed, this rook to be placed, this king to be placed? So I will need 3 moves at least for bishop, rook and king. And then what do you want to do after that? Chalo, let's think. अरे टाइम देखो बोल रहा है तंजीरो. नहीं कुछ गलत रहेगा because 44 moves. So after 0-0, I mean they will get 30 minutes extra. So that's not an issue. Rook c1 c4 is being suggested by Jake. Okay. You want to go c4? That is interesting. Do you want to go c4? Where then the bishop will be? So just to try that other idea, suppose rook d7 kela, you go bishop c5. Okay. And now let's say black does nothing. Just nothing, yeah. And you go rook c1. There is a problem. What is the problem? What should black play here? An important question is asked. Black to play. What will you play here? What is a very good defense? Ishan, no, I think that would end up in a draw because after c4 you will win the bishop, but it's rook endgame. Okay, wow. Few of you have found it actually. If I go here, let me just check. Right, G6. Me, Mighty, Sarfaraj, Ubli, Nisharajiv, India's gaming talent, Siddharth Paul, Amrit Kashyap, Hemant Kaul, and Tanjiro Kamado. So that's right. G6 is a perfect move here. Take a break. Again, take a break. A very important break at an important time. You don't have f6 right now because the bishop is not on this diagonal. And if you take here, and then king g6, and these two versus this one is way different than these three versus these two. So these two are not so powerful. Also because the file is opened constantly, this rook f3 check is something to take care of. I mean, it's very irritating. It's a very good counterplay for black. So this g6 move has activated the rook, which was being defensive, and right time पे खेला गया है. So what what we learn is that you should not allow such a break. So अभी के लिए in the game, rook d7 was played and bishop c5. Vishy has gone. Somebody was asking why not rook d1, because after rook d6 c4, even if you cannot move this, कुछ करने की ज़रूरत ही नहीं है. Takes and you just simply lose a pawn in the whole simplification. So that's why not. So bishop c5 के बाद इधर, if black right now goes for g6 break, there is a problem, big problem, which was not happening when the rook was on c1. And the problem is bishop d4. King is weak. You do not have time. I mean, you have time to take here, but this pawn converts into a passer and rook is going to come to e8, and the black king is clearly in a danger zone. इसके लिए it's not so easy. इसके लिए you have to make sure कहाँ है, where is your rook, where are your pieces placed. Every move you need to be alert for black's defenses. So bishop c5 has been played and Mamedyarov is thinking. His time is now back. He has 26 minutes. Vishy has 40 minutes. Let's check what's happening in the other games. Arjun's, 1 second. Oh, by the way, yeah, Magnus Carlsen has beaten Harikrishna. e3, fe3, king e3, and after b3, Hari resigned. So, okay, so this game is also over. So 4 games are over for all of those who have joined late. Nihal versus Idani's game ended in a draw. Vidit Gujrathi beat Aryan Tari. Gukesh lost against Fedorchuk, which is a very big result. Actually, of course, Sergey Fedorchuk is a strong player. Then we had Magnus beating Harikrishna, and right now there are only 2 games going on. They have landed in sudden death, time control. So it's Arjun versus Korobov and Vishy versus Mamedyarov. This game is very instructive. We believe Vishy will slowly and steadily convert this. And in Arjun versus Korobov, it should be equal. We have to see how he continued. Yes, I think he played c5. Again, take a break. This is where we were talking about it. A very good move, right time. Korobov went for rook h4, defends the b4. Knight d6 was played by Arjun, and now if Korobov is not alert, there is a fork coming up. So rook h5, c takes b4. मतलब ऐसा लग रहा है ना बीच बीच में कि what is this rook doing? पहले ये कर रहा है, इसको डिफेंड कर रहा है, फिर ये खेल रहा है, इसको अटैक कर रहा है, you know, like confused. gives a feeling that white is in a confused state. Rook h5 is played now. C takes b4, and well, now he'll have to play ab4 here. Yeah, sorry, this is also not attacked. Very surprising that he went rook h4 and rook h5. Actually kind of wasted a move there. He wants to go bishop b2, attack the e5 pawn, but black knight can go to f7 and defend. Also note that h6 is not attacked. You have a rook. So everything is very well defended. And do you think there is even any slight possibility that इसमें से एक passer निकल जाए and it could start becoming dangerous for the white king? Because where white can take out a passer, this king is an extra defender because the passer is near to the king. So that is something where, if white overstretches, as we know, he already denied, दो बार repeat हुआ था, third time he did not repeat. He wants to fight. Sometimes you overstretch and you may land up in difficult situations. Okay, so this is about Arjun. Let's go to Vishy's game. Bishop c5. Rook f7 is played. No, sorry. 1 second. He played bishop f7 here. Mamedyarov has gone bishop f7. Right now, rook d3 is threatened. Naturally, Vishy is going to go bishop d4. But guys, if Vishy goes bishop d4, actually, can Mamedyarov play this move c5? Because if you take here, then there is a check. And c3 is losing. And if you defend the c3 pawn with rook e3, the bishop endgame, is it a draw? With 2 pawns up? Yeah, this is another technical question. But white should be winning here. That's what I feel. With 2 pawns up. Slow and steady, but should be winning. So, no. Bishop f7. Let's see what Vishy plays. Bishop d4 I find natural. Okay, if he wants to even avoid that, he could go rook e3 directly. Rook e3 is a possibility. But if you go rook e3, then rook d5, again this is attacked, and if bishop d4, there is c5. Yeah, you can't play bishop d4. c5. Bishop e5 आएगा तो फिर the problem is rook d2, and you get bishop d5, you get counter attack. There is no time for white to give any threats because this bishop is just blocking the way of the rook. Yeah, he did play rook e3. Vishy has played rook e3, which means somewhere he was not sure of bishop d, or he was sure that bishop d4 c5 is not winning. Highly possible. Okay, so he went rook e3. How about exchange of rooks? No, with 1 pawn up, if you exchange rook, then no, then it is a draw. Like if this exists here, then to no chance. But the question is, even without this pawn, is it a draw? Even without this pawn, I mean, and the 2 rooks, is it still a draw? Oh, Gupta Bihari says, by the way, today I started reading opposite colored bishop positions from How to Reassess Your Chess book. Arre, kya baat hai? Read it well. Actually, it's very important, and somehow for some people, this bishop, opposite colored bishop, itni baar aata hai game mein, itni baar. So sometimes basically when you study it, you are more confident to go into it. Like you understand the subtleties of the position, so it's easy for you to play that. My brother Prathamesh, who is also an IM, he used to have a lot of games ending in opposite colored bishops, and he was very good at it. Viraj Chokani asked, could you suggest an intermediate level book? Yes, definitely. As one of the book has already, been suggested by us again and again, is Silman's Reassess Your Chess. It is a very good book, especially will help you to increase your understanding related with the pieces, and that is very critical. So at which in which position your bishop is better, in which position your knight is better, which piece to exchange with which piece, all those things, pawn structure, it covers everything, that one thick book. So definitely that. If you don't have, then definitely that. Can you place the result somewhere? Oh yes, actually you are right. Once again, by the way, one move has happened after rook e3. Rook d5 was played and Vishy went bishop b6. Like we were discussing, bishop d4 ko c5 was the problem, so he went bishop d6, and at this point, this is the time where black can think of the move g6, which we were analyzing. G6, is it a good idea over here? G6, is it a good idea over here? So the point is, if you go f6, then g5, and then look at this f6 pawn, because rook e7 bhi aaya, to bhi there is king g6, you are attacking this. If you try to defend it with bishop d4, then the main problem, as we have already understood, is kicking away the bishop. And when the bishop goes to e5, you are not threatening anything. This looks good, but without threats, more like a show off. Whereas this black rook is now free. So we'll keep giving checks as well. So seems like it's getting tougher, yeah? Bishop b6 has been played. Will Mamedyarov play g6 here? And if he doesn't play g6, let's say if he just like plays a move like rook d1, trying to activate his rook, then you have bishop d4, maybe rook d2, yeah, because what we were trying to see is rook d2, bishop d5, rook g2. So if he tries to go rook d2, she can go bishop d4, and if bishop d5, yahan pe, the problem is the rook is in opponent's trap in a way, because this rook now gets the chance to attack g7. It cannot be defended. You have one check, but that's it. बस एक ही check जो नहीं बदले आपकी जिंदगी. Nice. So we understand this rook is important in this territory to, be active, be an active defender. Anyway, what happened in the game was, after bishop b6, Mamedyarov did not go for g6. In fact, he went king g8 and Vishy went king f4. Wow, that's good. That's a good news for us. Because now he can slowly start with the idea of h4 and, putting pressure here, going rook e7, bishop d4, and then after that bishop d4. Because tabhi c5 ko bishop on e5 is fine once you have the rook on the other side. What if king g8? Yeah, king g8 has been played. Blazing Phoenix asks, ma'am, how are the 9 books by Yusupov? I started the first one, and some of the exercises were pretty interesting. Yes, that is a really good series basically by Yusupov, because he had, it has been tested. He has solved a lot with the students, how they've thought, and based on it was all the study material, which was later converted into books. And we had a very interesting story of those 9 books. You will find a video on YouTube where Sagar has interviewed a guy, He's also from Nasik, by the way, and Kaivalya, and he had played Mumbai Mayor's Cup. He had left school and everything, and for 1 year, he did those books very seriously with the coach. And those 9 books, though it has all tactical positions, uh, it has, all important positions, some important positions related with endgame, then with opening, all important patterns, all important opening traps and those kind of positions. So in those 9 books you cover a lot of things. So if you do it seriously, Yusupov had suggested to do one book in 1 month. So if you do seriously, then it's an amazing series for sure. Sanjay Mistry says Anand is very comfortable with this kind of position. He will win for sure. Yeah, I definitely think that he likes such positions. But Mamedyarov is also a very strong defender. We have to see. Bhavesh Das says this is such a hard end game. I'm not even sure this is winning for white, even though the evaluation says white is better. Completely agree with you, Bhavesh. I mean, it's the perfect end game we are witnessing, and that too from a perfect player. Vishy's game to witness for such a beautiful end game. और क्या चाहिए? It's a blessing, I would say. Rook d5. So Mamedyarov went rook d5. Acha, he's already got bishop d5. Is he threatening c5? Yes. Is it the right time to play rook e7? Maybe yes. I would say go rook e7 here. By the way, shall we also have a look at Arjun's game? What's happening? AB4 pe we had left. And now Arjun took another break. A5. ba5. Rook a5. Bishop b2. This is now 3 attackers. Knight f7. Oh, and d4. So Korobov also took a break. ये तो बहुत ही ज़्यादा breaks हो रहे हैं. d4. Okay, there's a pin here. Look at this. Very nice geometry. There's a pin here and there is a pin here. So you cannot take. Oh, actually no. Can you not take? Because if takes, then there is takes. Like, it's a counter attack, right? When you're taking there. Oh, wow. Beautiful. So if you take here, the point is if I take this rook, then you lose this rook. If you take this rook, then you lose this, this rook. So it is possible. It's possible to take. If you don't take, what else do you have? Yeah, you can just take this rook out of the pin, this pin, attack this bishop, ask him कहाँ जा रहे हो, बोलेगा c3 पे. यहाँ पे थोड़ा अलर्ट रहना पड़ेगा because still your pieces are very loose. Check देके, well, again, yeah, this is under attack, this is under attack, so थोड़ा precise खेलना पड़ेगा. I would say easiest to take on d4, but rook b6 is also interesting. Travel with Nikhil Roshan says, guys, 500 likes complete kar do, please. Thank you. Shashank, Ashwath, hi. Hi, Shashank, how are you? Long time. What's up? So d4. Let's go back to the most interesting endgame which we were witnessing. Vishy versus Mamedyarov. What has happened? After king f4, he went rook b5. Yes, we have not missed anything. And now Mamedyarov has played rook d5. यहाँ पे we are expecting Vishy to play rook e7. Yes. What if I say I want to start with h4? As we have already discussed कि c5 के बाद जब bishop e5 पे land हो रहा है, you would really prefer if your rook is in a more active position, which is the 7th rank, not on e3, where it does some work, which is already being done by this guy. Bishop on e5 is protecting c3. क्या double काम करने का? No point. So that's what it is. But it's, let's say, ऐसा नहीं है कि it is very easy. It's not a very easy thing to understand. We made a lot of moves आराम से on this board and are like, okay, this is the best way to, this is the best setup for our pieces. But to understand it on board is always tough. Results. So how do I put results and where do I put? Let me just check. By the way, we have, just to tell all of you, we have 213 believers and 8 big believers. And on our Help Chess website, and Manas Dadich has sent 1000 rupees. Thank you so much, Manas. It's very kind of you. All the amount goes to the, it's in the foundation, and then we will be deciding how and which players will be supported. Okay, question to you all. What's going on? How is chess going on? What are you looking forward to? L says, hi Amrita, while it's good seeing you, just curious, where is Sagar Bhai? He is at an event right now where Pragnananda is there, Tanya Sachdev is there. It's a Julius Baer ka event. I think I pronounced it correctly. So yeah, it's happening in Worli, and let's see if he's able to join us. Others says I'm losing at chess and life. Others, you might be losing at chess, but that doesn't mean you're losing in life. Pin results in chat. Yeah, can someone write the results so that I can pin it? Pavan Kotamusu super chats. Which Indian prodigy has best shot for World Championship? Very hard to say right now. It is already India number 2 and 3, as we know. Gukesh and Arjun are in world top 20. So it's a question which has repeatedly been asked, but out of these young guns, somebody is definitely going to be there. One of them is going to be there. Okay, Vishy goes rook e1. What is his idea here? So for c5, he wants to go bishop e5, or he has some other plan? Does he want to keep the bishop on e3 so that he is able to, attack the c5 pawn? Is that his idea? But then what about rook d3? Attacking the c3 pawn. You don't want to take this, which will lead to a draw. Without any doubt. ये भी मार सकते हो, ये भी मार सकते हो, but better to take this pawn away and also attack these two. So of course not. That would be crazy. So क्या कर सकते हैं? Bishop rook d3 के बाद, if you just keep your rook here on c1, protecting this guy here, ये possible है, and then just start with h4 g5 again. Yes, it is a kind of setup which I would say could be a possibility. What else? If c5 is not played here, then do you want to go rook a7? Interesting. So I think it's important what Mamedyarov is going to do right now. Because if Mamedyarov does nothing, and if one extra move, let's say कुछ भी नहीं किया, king h7. Okay, king h7 is already a blunder because you have a bishop on d4 and these two will be attacked. You can't go there. Suppose king f8 खेला, then you go rook a1. And right now if you go c5, You don't have time. There is check happening. And you lose a pawn. So ये सब नहीं खेल सकता. मतलब it's obvious that Mamedyarov is going to play c5. Yeah, no doubt. Okay, he played c5 and Vishy goes bishop e3. He has that plan to keep his pieces solid. यहाँ पे he will keep the bishop on e3, put the pressure here. c4 खेला तो thank you. You've given the permanent square on d4. ये pawn यहाँ से यहाँ आया, कुछ उखाड़ा नहीं है. It's fine. And now everything is set up. You don't have to keep worrying about the c5 constantly pushing away the bishop. So yeah, that would be good. So bishop e3 has been played. Rakshit says, just how the Soviets dominated a chess a century back, Indians will dominate chess from the next decade. Might be that 2 to 3 of Indian prodigies end up winning the world championship. Yeah, I think that's the dream, right? For all of us, two people, two Indians playing against each other, the world championship match. Yeah, current results. I will pin. Yeah, travel with Nikhil Roshan. Sometimes it is easier. Hindi is easier, right? Beach mein. So. If you look at the time now, slowly Anand has, Anand is coming to almost double the time than Mamedyarov. Hmm. Okay. Very sorry. There's something I just trying to. Bishop e3. Rook. Acha. Guys, few moves have happened. Rook d3 was played. And here Vishy played rook c1. So ये setup ले चुके हैं. Now is the time we are actually going to witness the next step of the plan. क्या करना है? Because इधर और कुछ नहीं हो सकता है. Rook c1 के बाद this is attacked. No, not yet. h3 is hanging. So h4 has to be played and then you are threatening bishop takes c5. What's black going to do here? Yeah, bishop d5 is a possibility. Bishop d5 कुछ भी नहीं किया. If you go king h7 again, still h4. कुछ भी नहीं किया तो just showing. ऐसा नहीं चलता है. कुछ भी नहीं किया तो threat है ना. You have to do something. At least इसको defend करना पड़ेगा. So c4. Suppose you try to save this. Once c4 is played, यहाँ पे a very interesting. First of all, you can just continue with g5 and then the threat is g6. And after g6, when the king is on the 8th rank, oh god, this is going to be deadly, super deadly. Already can sense it. So black has to be a little bit more, what to say, try to find more active defense. Is there any active defense? Let's say he goes bishop d5, h4 khela, same, okay, you're continuing with the same thing. But the g5, g6 is not immediately happening because you don't have the bishop here on f7 and king on h7, which would be the worst placed pieces. Now let's say you still do nothing, just Not keeping your bishop here, bishop moves somewhere else. Bishop goes to b3. ये मर नहीं रहा है. Let's say white just wins this pawn on c5. Again, you will end up in the same question. Whether this bishop endgame is winning or not. I believe it is winning. Oh, this is happening on the board. Actually, it is happening on the board. Are we going to go into that, what we just saw? But Vishy, at that point of time, earlier time, if you remember a few moves ago, he had a choice, but he did not enter in bishop endgame. Now situation might be different. Rook d1 is already threatened. Well, a very interesting move for white would be, okay, yes, there you are, Rakshit, c4. Because abhi rook d1 khela, so there is rook c3. You have, vacated this square for your rook. And if bishop a4 or something, then finish. I mean, this c5 pawn is lost with the rooks on the board. With the rooks on the board means it's over, yeah? So, nice. c4's idea is to stop rook d1, basically. You're commenting a pawn on the light square, but it cannot be attacked, whereas his pawn is attacked. Okay, so this is possible that Vishy gives one pawn, one h3 pawn and lands up in a passer c pawn. That's a possibility. Let's see what he decides. Bishop endgame or does he go c4? Not YouTuber says very difficult position for both, I think. Yes, for both. Even as a defender, एक दो मूव खराब कर दिए तो gone. Like it's like just losing very easily there. Not easy at all. Rakshit said I had said c4 earlier and it was bad that time. Okay. Honesty. Nice. सौरभ से अमृता जी ने तो डरा दिया. मैंने कहा डराया? कब? Abhay says, I think Vishy will carry this all the way. He's too strong to mess up here. Yeah, it's not about messing up. It's just the difficulty level here is really high. You cannot miss like one move. It's that kind of a thing. So bishop e3. h4 बोल रहे हैं सब लोग. Everybody is recommending h4 over here. h4 खेलो and allow rook d1. Takes bishop c5. Yes, should be possible. Okay, can we now have some time on Arjun's board? After d4, where we had seen a very interesting position, did it happen on the board? d4, e takes d4, Arjun went for bishop, no, here he did not play bishop d4, Korobov went rook takes e6, rook takes h5, rook f6 खेला उधर. Rook f6. He could also take on d4, but he went rook f6. King g8 was played. It's forced. You cannot play king g7. I mean, you don't want to, be in this uncomfortable situation. So king g8. Bishop takes d4. And Arjun started with this b pawn b5. We are at this position. Equal material. Should end in a draw. For a while, just be a little careful, but this should end in a draw. Yeah. Yes, for all of those who have joined, a very quick update. 6 games we had. Nihal's game ended in a draw against Idani Pouya. Vidit Gujrathi beat Aryan Tari today. That was the best result until now. Gukesh lost with Fedorchuk, Sergey. Then we had Harikrishna who lost against Magnus, Carlsen. And right now, two games are going on. Arjun versus Korobov. Most probably will end in a draw. And Vishy versus Mamedyarov. Most interesting endgame we are having. Opposite colored, complete, game of strategy. So very, very instructive. And we are all hoping that Vishy will win this endgame. But we have to see how it goes. Vishy has gone for h4. He played h4. He did not go for c4, which means he is okay to allow rook d1 here. He's okay to allow rook d1. Now, the question is Mamedyarov going to play rook d1? Or is he going to wait for a while? If he plays a move like c4, जबकि ये बिशप भी इधर है and cannot even go back to defend anything, it's the worst. It's a very bad move because after rook a1 you really don't care about this pawn. Like फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. Your rook just completely becomes so active, and यहाँ पे the king is in complete danger. I will ask you to find the best move for white here. The best move. Yes, F1 car says now this is really looking like a draw if you ignore the bar. I believe it was a little bit before, but that is true. It's just that everybody is used to the bar. Wow, so many varied suggestions. I cannot believe. Oh my goodness. Too many suggestions, yeah? Arey Roshan, how are you? Good to see you. Okay, let me show you the chat moves. ये क्यों नहीं आ रहा है? कुछ तो गड़बड़ है. Okay, I got it. I will kind of activate it later. ठीक है, bishop d4. देखा, so many suggestions we have here on the board, and the right move is, guys, come on. Only 8 people: Pranav Chakravarti, Vittal Sarda, Divam Arya, Sanskar Gupta, Shrayam Mitra, Roshan Rangaranjan, Sambuk, and Sahil Malik. Okay, I am very upset on all others. Oops, sorry. Yeah, I was upset na, so ऐसा हो जाता है, guys. The right move over here is bishop c5. मेट करनी है. रुक f8 check mate. It's over. This is controlled. रुक f8 के बाद this is controlled. ये दो तो controlled है ही. This is already having this pawn here. Such a beautiful move. Look at the pattern. पैटर्न को देखो, ब्यूटी को समझो. यही तो टैक्टिक्स करते हो ना दिन भर. जो पीपल हु लव चेस, व्हाट डू? यू कीप सॉल्विंग टैक्टिक्स. अभी देखो, नॉट यूट्यूबर इज क्राइंग कि ये नहीं देखा. एग्जैक्टली, यू हैव टू बी अलर्ट. So that's where we were landing after king f7, and I think you have got to see the power of such a rook and bishop along with these pawns when the black pieces are completely, greedy somewhere else. Bishop d4 is also winning is there. Rakshit. Also winning बहुत बार. Like many times we are in a situation that this is also. But sometimes it is absolutely clear that this decision is just completely crushing. You have to go for that decision. ये भी वो भी नहीं चाहिए. We have to go for that. ऐसे. Yes, best move. So now h4 has been played, and we are, let's go back to the position. We just had a look at if Mamedyarov goes for c4. By the way, look at his time. He has gone down to 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes. And now the difference is more than 15 minutes. So ज़्यादा time नहीं है for him to, find moves. So c4 is, of course, not a good idea. Many times when we are playing it's more natural, so we just make such a move thinking that अरे pieces बहुत ही बढ़िया लग रहे हैं, our pieces are looking really good, and he has gone c4. Oh my god, just as we were analyzing this, I cannot believe it. Actually, no, I can believe it because I was saying it is a natural move. It is a natural move. And let's say if Vishy does not play Rook a1 right now, if he does not play Rook a1, then this move is completely, justified, because black has a simple threat which he was not able to have one move before. But oh, Vishy doesn't need any time to think. यार उसको सोचना ही नहीं है. For us it took like घुमा फिरा के, we had to go around the whole world to understand. But he just makes this move instantly. Look at this. How many seconds? He took 26:15. Oh, मैच जो भी करेगा, बट मेरे हिसाब से लॉजिक इंट्यूटिवली 15-16 सेकेंड्स रहेंगे. इंट्यूशन क्या है जब मैच है, बट ठीक है, कैलकुलेट नहीं करना है. दैट्स वाई इंट्यूशन. 15 seconds, 20 seconds, and he is making these moves. He doesn't need to calculate. Wow, this is his understanding. Didn't I tell you guys? We are blessed to see such a beautiful end game. That two opposite colored bishops. That two Vishy Anand playing against one of the most creative players, Mamedyarov, who is also very creative in actually defense. बट पोजीशन ही ऐसी थी कि काफ़ी टफ है. इट वाज वेरी टफ. मज़ा आ गया गाइस. इट्स ग्रेट. इट्स फन. टू गुड. साकार चेस अमरनाथ से 5 times वर्ल्ड चैंपियन ऐसे ही थोड़ी बने हैं. एब्सोल्युटली. मामू गोइंग टू रिजाइन सून. Mamu is a nice nickname for him, actually. Iron hide. Could Mamedyarov be thinking it's a draw? Says F1 car. No, not after Rook a1. Once Rook a1 is played, that too so quickly, just in 15 to 20 seconds. And it's like, what? You look at your opponent and it's like, oh my god, how did I not see this? Just like that. Just the feel. At this level, it's just a feel for them. At around 1500 level, it's like, क्या कर रहा है? C3 का pawn मर रहा है, दिखता नहीं है. This is the feel at 1500. Okay. क्या है? What is still the best way? Is there any possibility of defending this by Mamedyarov? Time difference has gone to 20 minutes now. 20 minutes. Dhruv says Anand is going to take the revenge as he lost to Mamedyarov in Norway chess. Oh, great. Nice. Ishan says justice for 1500. F1 car says imagine if players had a bar attached to the table in OTB chess. बार तक ठीक है, ग्लास नहीं होना चाहिए. What if king h7 after rook h check? Yes, we'll show that also. So, oh, resigns! Shah resigns! Chinmay said, oh my god! What? Look, exactly. Oh my god, he didn't even have to wait. That was his understanding that I know what I missed. How could I go for c4? So rook c3, we all saw rook 8 check, king f7 and bishop c5. That was the move I had asked to all of you. And it's over because rook f8 was mating net here. I mean, you don't really have anything. g5 and all, maar do, kuch tension nahi hai. ठीक है? And so, the question which was asked was what if king h7? If king h7, even if you look at the king here, you will sense it doesn't have moves. So g5 and your threat is g6. It's a checkmate. कोई जगह नहीं है. There's no. It's exactly like in the prison. How do you stop g6? You don't have a way to stop g6. You take here, you take here, you go g6. But there is now a new mating net. The problem is this whole square, मतलब ये इलाका ही dangerous हो गया है. The area is dangerous. And then yeah, this is another pattern. It will be over. So yeah, wow, rook a1 and just game over, guys. This is just the power of having your two pieces and this pawn structure coordinated and looking at if these pieces are not there to defend. सत्यानाश हो सकता है, guys. सत्यानाश. That's what actually happened. Roshan says reminds you of the Vishy Shark game where Vishy blundered a mating attack. Oh, okay. I'm not having the best memory, but thanks for reminding. I'll definitely ask the people here to check it out. Amazing. What I'm amazed is that it was just 15-20 seconds which Vishy took to find a move. And after that, I think Mamedyarov resigned in how much time? Yeah, no, he just resigned, yeah, in a few seconds. Great, मजा आ गया यार. This endgame, guys, we had a lot of fun. Now let's look at, I think the final game which is going on is Arjun's game. What happened after b5? King e2, king f8, f4. Just looking at the final position once. Yeah, we are at this position. All 5 games are over, and all of those who have missed this end game, Vishy versus Mamedyarov, I'm telling you, you please check it out. It's a beautiful opposite colored bishop endgame. Vishy showed his class. In fact, his super class. He showed how to, keep the pressure going on your such a strong opponent and how to play with opposite colored bishop. It was a beautiful endgame we got to witness by Vishy. So do check it out. Going to the last game which is going on, that is Arjun's game. क्या हो रहा है देखते हैं. Knight d6, g4. They both have 13 minutes each and rook g5. Oh my god, Arjun is in danger. बाप रे. In fact, यहाँ पे he played knight d6. Okay, f5 is attacked. g4. And for some reason, it was important that he keeps the rook on h5. Okay, this is also possible, but he could also give a check. And okay, there are ideas, rook d2, and somehow to keep it more active over there. With rook g5, it's all changed because right now, the problem is Korobov can just take on h6. And if you take on g4, oh, don't tell me he missed this. What should white play here? Oh, is it really possible that he can miss this? Yeah, it's possible. Otherwise, he'll not go for this. Oh no. Yeah, Venkateshan, Varun Shetty, Amit, Bhuvan, Manish Rajput, Belligerent, Shreyan Mitra, Kunal Dave, Mimi, not YouTuber, Aryan. Yes, you guys are right. There is Bishop C5. And there is a pin here. The problem is you cannot defend this. Both key squares of defense are controlled. If you try to give a check, then there is okay, not king f3 because then rook d2 comes and then it is fine. But king e3, and if you give a check, then now king f4 is fine because even if you get to defend, I get one more piece in the attack and it's lost. Oh god, that's what he has missed. And if he has missed that right now, there is nothing much that he can do because these two pawns are extremely powerful with such a rook and bishop and this exposed king. It's going to get very difficult. You know, now you when you look back at the decision where they had repeated it twice, I think it was at this point. Yeah, I think it was at this point when here, yeah, they had repeated, and you see Korobov changed. He did not want a draw. He kept playing and to land up in this position. Yeah, Korobov is one hell of a fighter. But his rook versus rook and bishop mate easy. हाँ मतलब yeah, this is going to go in another interesting rook bishop versus rook. ओ रुक बिशप वर्सेस रुक में जा रहा है ना रुक h6 के बाद knight f5 g5 rook f5 is a draw. Guys, there's one move. Knight f5 g5 नहीं आ रहा है. There's a problem here. Exactly, intermezzo. Bishop f6 and you actually win the rook, not the knight. The full rook. Oh, maybe actually what Arjun would have missed is not that. Maybe he missed this. I don't know what he missed. Did he miss bishop c5 or did he miss this bishop f6? So knight f5 is not possible right now. Okay, can you play something where you're still forcing knight f5? Is it happening or no time? Because if you go king f7, the problem is there is rook f6 check. Oh no, this is hanging, sorry. If you go king d7 with the threat of this, you don't really have time because there is a check here, king goes somewhere else, and then rook g7, it's like a check to the rook. कहाँ जाएगा? Not here, not here, not here. Forced rook exchange. Okay, Arjun has played king d7. ठीक है, it's lost, but still not that dead lost where Korobov can't go wrong. I mean, Korobov has to be on his toes. Let's see, let's see. Let's see क्या हो रहा है. ठीक है, the best way to continue for Korobov is to give check, and it's so natural that he's going to do that without any doubt. If he plays a move like, oh no, he can't play f6 because this is hanging. And if he goes king f3, defending this, as we know, now knight f5 will come. There is no bishop f6. So everything says rook h7 is forced and he plays rook h7. Now Arjun will either go king e8 or king c6. But king e8 looks like, being closer to these pawns. So Arjun will go king e8. And after rook g7, the question would be whether he will get any time to give the knight for both the pawns, which seems very unlikely. And you see the power of the bishop once the rook is exchanged. This bishop from this diagonal can actually stop this pawn. And also these two pawns start rolling. Very tough. So king e8 khela, suppose rook g7, bishop g7 here. Let's say you want to start with b4 with the threat of b3, b2. And the king goes to d3, because if you play b3 here, then actually if you play b3, still white has to make the only move, guys. It's not like a clear thing. You have to make the only move. What should white play here? That's the question. Not an easy question. Not an easy question. Because there are a lot of possibilities. There is king c3, there is f6, g5. काफी कुछ है. Yeah. Okay, I have been able to trick all of you in the chat. I've got some varied answers again. But two people have found the right answer. Arnav Kadam and Shrayam Mitra. Silent Wrath and Lauren. Actually 4 people. Yes, bishop e5 is the right move. You first attack this knight. And when this knight moves, then you attack the pawn. Win the pawn simply because the pawn cannot be pushed. But if you play king c3, trying to attack the pawn, b2, king b2, then there is knight c4 and knight e3, winning one pawn, and then it is a draw. Because then you will give the knight to the remaining pawn. So it was important to not go king c3. It was important to go bishop e5. By the way, just to tell you, we are at this position of bishop g7. Rook g7 has happened on the board. Bishop g7. And Arjun has not yet played b4. But b4 is his best try. He has to go b4. If he goes anything else like king f7, anyway bishop e5 is happening. Which है नहीं वहाँ पे ज़्यादा. So, final trick with b4, I think b4 king d3. Let's see if Korobov would fall for the trick or no. What about king e2 was a question. So I think here after king e2, king e2 में क्या point है? King d3, b3. You can't go king e2 because there is knight c4. Acha, Arjun goes king f7 here. But now will come bishop e5. And another problem is this king has a shield here. It cannot go anywhere where it can threaten knight f5, gf5, king f5. That's a big problem. Neither it can threaten this because anyway this is controlled. The shield is very powerful. What about king d2 there? King d2 तो कैसे चलेगा? That is the knight c4 check anyway, right? If you would have gone king d2 when the pawn was on b3, then there was knight c4 check. If you go king c3, b2. You don't have time to take your queen or I. And then the idea was the same, knight e3. Taking one of the pawn, it would end in a draw. So king f7. He played bishop e5. Yeah, now it's very hard. No, now this cannot be saved. Very difficult. Very difficult. If you go knight e4, यहाँ पे king e3. Oops. If you go knight e4, यहाँ पे just one move to avoid is king f2, king d3 because of knight f2 check. Other moves are winning. If you go knight c4, यहाँ पे lot of moves are possible, but bishop c3 is the simplest. You also stop b4. Knight cannot attack this pawn still. King has a shield. He goes knight c4. Today was a tough day, yeah, because yeah, bishop d4 has happened on the board, by the way. Knight c4, bishop d4. Because I think we had, out of the 6 players, we had Nihal. Nihal's game ended in a draw. Then Nihal's game ended in a draw. Vidit won, so 1.5. Gukesh lost 1.5 out of 3. Hari lost 1.5 out of 4. Arjun is losing 1.5 out of 5. And Vishy won, so 2.5 out of 6. So if Arjun loses this, then it's today's score is 2.5 out of 6, which is quite a tough score. Today was tough. Of course, I think the youngsters had a tough day, very, very tough day. Standings, yes, I will just show you the standings. What are the standings? Let me. No, standings won't be updated now because the rounds are still going on. B4, G5 has been played. Soon we'll be seeing a resignation. You might want to change the pinned message. Yeah. The games are maybe now over. Where is Sagar? Sagar is at an event which is where there is Pragnananda, there is Tania, there is Saimal happening. So it's a CCT ka event. So he's gone there. So you will be able to see some clips. That would be fun. B3 desperate move, yes. He plays that. Any chances of no? King d3 is just a simplest move there. Actually, look at this. King d3, b2. Of course, bishop b2 is a draw. Don't take that. But you have g6 check in between. And if you go king g8, then go king c2. Also, if king d3, b2, if you go king c2 here, okay, that is still possible directly. So just king d3, king c2 is happening. Mishti Agarwal asks, where can I learn endgame? I am poor in endgames. Mishti, if you like to read books, then the best book would be Silman's Endgame course. I think you have to begin with that. It has different levels inside that book. It's a very thick book, but you can choose your level accordingly. You can start learning the basic things like a position, king pawn endgame, and very very good book. Gupta Vihari says, if you are here, Sagar is at an event, then who is uploading videos? That's a good question. So you see, team is working. And there are some videos I think Sagar generally schedules also when he is going to go for events. Many times he is able to work the best when under pressure. How many of you actually like to work under pressure, and how many of you like to work, with your own space of time? Like, what type of a personality are you guys? Do you like to work under pressure or without pressure? Own space of time, slight pressure. Gupta says, I don't like to work at all. Mishti says, please without book learning. Okay, without book learning, yeah, you should watch some videos which we have endgame playlist. Please do watch that on our channel. Oh, King D3 he has played. No, but own space. Don't like to work. Be cool. That's cool. No pressure would be good. Yeah, B2. I think King C2. Of course, the only blunder would be G7, Queen check. King C2. Yeah, I think we'll see a resignation now. Wow, it just converted. Yeah, after that Rook G5 move where he missed. We don't really know that whether he missed Bishop C5 pin or whether he missed something like Bishop F6. The intermezzo in that position, it would be really, I'm not sure what exactly it was, like a blind spot in a way. Very sad because the position was drawn, like the position was so drawn. So quite sad. Of course, white always had pressure on Arjun, like Korobov had pressure on Arjun without any doubt. So yeah, F6. Knight F5. Mishti says, I asked because I'm 1600 and I lose 40% of the time because of my poor endgame skills. Yes, that's why you should watch it. You should read this book or you should watch the endgames. And basically, the more you make your fundamental endgame stronger, the more your confidence on endgame increases. Because imagine you're a pawn up and you're not even confident how to win that. You know what is a position. There are a lot of key things. It's endgame is like एक बार देखा you will think you have understood, but in just some time you're going to forget it. So you have to understand the concept so well because you won't have any time when at that position. And Korobov, Arjun has resigned. Korobov has beaten Arjun, who is such a strong player. Very hats off to this guy. Definitely, this move changed everything. Rook G5 was a huge blunder because after Rook H6, he must have missed either Knight F5 or Bishop F6 check over here would be missed. He should have gone rook h2 check, and this position is completely in control. It's a draw. I mean, with accurate play, but just completely a. By the way, nice move could be rook f2 check over here, because if you play bishop f2, there is king f6, and if you play king f2, then there is knight e4 and take on f6. So very pretty way to simplify. Well, anyway, it's over. I think tomorrow will be a new day, and we had a great end game today. I think the game of the day would be Vishy versus Mamedyarov. For all those who missed it, please do check out the end game. And all those who think their end game is also weak, do check this out. A beautiful, beautiful play, very highly instructive, and you will learn a lot about opposite colored bishops. Okay, so that was it. I think it was great to have all of you here and to also get to talk about a few things. Manan Goel says depends on what kind of pressure. I work great when my assignment is due, but I don't do great if you're talking about the pressure of people watching. Yeah, many times when you're playing and there is time pressure and there are all the people around you, it would make you feel very nervous if it is new, if it is you're new to it. But once you reach a stage where you wouldn't even know that there is a whole crowd around you, so that kind of focus and that kind of you would be involved and engrossed in something is is a meditative state. Well, let's see. Let's meet again tomorrow. Sagar would be there. Take care, all of you. Had a lot of fun. And before I leave, I will just be checking if the standings have been updated or not yet. No, not yet. So we will come sooner tomorrow to let you know the standings. Could you summarize the results? Yes, please. I will definitely do that. We had Nihal Sarin versus Idani Pouya. The game ended in a draw. Vidit Gujrathi beat Aryan Tari. So that was a very good result today. Then we had Gukesh who lost against Sergey Fedorchuk. That was a positional error which happened, and slowly tactically also Fedorchuk was very alert. He did not give a chance. Definitely a lot of credit goes to this guy who was able to beat our such a talented youngster. And Magnus Carlsen beat Harikrishna. Magnus was white. Yeah, it was not a, it was again over there. He found a very nice shot. Magnus found a very nice shot here. Rook c8 move, which was missed by Hari. Otherwise, everything was in control, so it was a pretty decent game. But because of this shot which Magnus found, Hari landed in a trouble. Arjun versus Korobov should actually was drawish until a long time, but towards the end, Arjun missed something and he blundered. Yeah, and then it ended in a lost position. Vishy won the beautiful endgame with Shakriyar Mamedyarov, opposite colored bishop, very instructive. And yes, this is the update for today. All of you do take care, and we will see you tomorrow. Sagar was at an event today where Pragnananda had a simul, and there was also Tanya Sajdev over there. So very interesting event. We'll get to know more about it. He'll be very happy to share with all of you tomorrow. So until then, bye guys. Take care. Have a good day.